Mr. Wonderful and collector Shine 150 have just bought more ultra high-end sports cards to add to their $27 million and growing sports card investment index fund. But will this fund burn investors? We'll tell you what we think now. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another episode of Cards on the Table. Unfortunately, Teapot is on vacation this week, so I had to bring you the B team, maybe the C team. I don't know. We got Carter,
wow.
Carter and Parker. How you doing today, guys?
We weren't doing well till that.
Welcome to the show.
All every month. This guy hasn't been here in years.
He might not be wrong. We have Carter on the desk.
That's true. I mean, it's a little questionable over here. But we still got great topics to talk about today. We're going to bring the audience some hot takes today. How about this first one? We've got Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, and collector Matt Allen. People know him as Shine 150, an ultra high-end collector of sports cards. These guys made big waves a couple of months ago when they paid $12.9 million, the most money ever paid for a sports card in history, when they bought a 2007-2008 Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant exquisite dual logo man autograph card for $12.9 million. At the same time they bought that card, they announced that they were forming a new company together that was called Secure Collectibles. And as part of Secure Collectibles, they were building the Wonder Shine Index, which this card was going to be part of. They describe the Wonder Shine Index as something that will offer collectors and investors unprecedented access to some of the most important sports card assets in the world. So they're trying to obviously build up a fund, an index here of ultra high-end sports cards. And then at some point in time, I'm assuming this will become an investment vehicle for people who want to become part of this, because they say it is going to offer collectors and investors unprecedented access to these cards, meaning there's going to be some mechanism to invest in these cards, purchase these cards, etc. Since that big card purchase back in August, they have been continuing to buy big card after big card after big card. And within the last week, check this out, they have made two more record-setting purchases. They recently bought a Michael Jordan, LeBron James exquisite dual logo man auto 1-of-1 card for $10 million. That is now the third most expensive sports card purchase of all time. And then they followed that up by buying recently a Luka Doncic flawless logo man auto 1-of-1 from 2018 Flawless. They paid $4.7 million for that Luka card, making that the most expensive Luka card ever to sell in history. Their index also includes some ultra rare Kobe Bryant flawless cards that they purchased over the last few months. In total, they've now acquired $27.6 million worth of sports cards in under 60 days. And apparently, they're just getting started because the buying is continuing. So this is fascinating to see how this Wonder Shine Index is going to be built out and what they're going to do with this company, Secure Collectibles. But I'm having a moment of pause here. I'm having a little bit of a moment of concern, because this index that they're building seems to be very concentrated in high-end, ultra-modern basketball. Very concentrated around just a few players. Now, I love the fact that Mr. Wonderful has gotten involved in cards. I love the fact he's talking about it on media shows. I love the fact that he's interested in cards. I love the fact that Matt, Shine 150, who's always had an incredible collection of high-end cards, has been a great collector. I love the fact that he's brought Mr. Wonderful in and that he's getting into the business side. I think there's a lot of good there, but is this the right index, or does it give you any concerns, Carter, in the fact that these are the cards they seemingly are focusing all of their attention and money on, at least for now. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think there's a clear argument that if they went after more vintage cards, those may appreciate at a more consistent rate, maybe more in line with like an S&P 500 or something like that. What this tells me is that they're targeting this globally though. Basketball is way more global in comparison to vintage baseball and football cards. So this is like, for me, I feel like they feel like they have a lot of customers or potential investors from Asia that are huge into basketball. We see a lot of big purchases out of there. And they're buying the right cards. They're not getting Mr. Wonderful deals right now. They may look like that down the line. But I think overall they're trying to target the global aspect of this first and try to get that wide appeal. And I think Mr. Wonderful brings that power that Shine didn't have by himself.
Interesting. Okay, so you think they're obviously thinking forward here to, if this is an index, if this is a fund, they want items in there that are going to appreciate over time. And so you think they're betting on the global aspect, and that's why they're so concentrated on Kobe and Michael Jordan and LeBron James in this ultra high-end basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Kobe's the biggest one there, I feel like, and obviously Jordan. But I think there's so much money into basketball from global markets that come into here. And so I think that's the biggest aspect of what they're trying to grab, because there are big buyers here too, but if they can get both, that's how they get the big spenders to really join them in this.
Okay, so Carter thinks there's some logic to their approach here. Your thoughts?
Well, they're going after the most secure players you can imagine. I mean, Kobe, MJ, LeBron, and then Luka. I mean, other than Luka, all three of those legacies are locked up. You don't have to worry about injury, anything like that really happening. So from a player standpoint, I think it's a great approach. It's interesting that they're just targeting like a certain era and just certain types of cards, not layering in, like we said, any vintage baseball, soccer. Well, we don't know yet. Maybe they will. But as of now, it's just basketball. And then I'm seeing some raw cards in there as well, which just struck me as a bit odd that they're not all graded.
It is interesting, right? We'll show those on the screen right here. What do you think about that? They talk about these being the most secure collectibles, the most investment grade is a word that they're using, but then several of the cards are actually not graded.
Like half of them aren't even graded yet. So I don't know. That's just a little bit odd.
It is odd to see card sales in the millions of dollars for cards that aren't graded. We're not used to seeing a lot of that.
A $3.5 million 1-of-1 Kobe MJ auto.
Yeah.
Which, no one cares about the grade really for that card. It's just the authenticity. You just want to know.
I think getting it in a PSA holder is, or a BGS holder does add a little bit of security to the card, so to speak. The global aspect's really interesting. I agree with you, Carter. I think they've got to be thinking in that direction, and that's one of the reasons they're honed in on basketball. But then why not add Messi and Ronaldo into the mix as well, and maybe Max Verstappen if they want to go, the F1 route, Lewis Hamilton. I think they should. Like if they're betting on global, I think they should. I think that you've seen those, Messi sales on his Mega Cracks rookie card from 2004 and PSA 10 that have really popped off recently, reaching $1 million and more. That's, I think, what a Pop 20 card, Pop 19 or something. Adding one of those into the index to me would make a lot of sense. And it's hard to look at an index like this and not feel like you want to say, gosh, where is the vintage? Where's the high grade 52 Mantle? Where's the high grade 48 Leaf Jackie Robinson? Where's the 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth cars? Like, they got to be in there. Where's the Bowman, Willie Mays rookie? Like, let's get those cards in very high grade, ultra high grade in here as well. Now, I don't know. Maybe, what's interesting is maybe if they're thinking about this long term, maybe their investment theory is like, that Wayne Gretzky saying, like, you got to go to where the puck is going, not where the puck is right now. And certainly when you think of high-end investments in sports cards right now, you think about a lot of vintage, but maybe they're kind of thinking that this Michael Jordan and this Kobe Bryant will be the vintage of 30, 40, 50 years from now, right? Down the road. So, so maybe they're just trying to think really far ahead. And I think that there's some truth to that. I mean, that's part of the reason why personally, I've talked about it on the show before, I've been buying a lot of Dream Team. I've been buying a lot of Jordan and all of the other Dream Team guys, Magic and Bird, because I think that those guys 20, 30, 40 years from now those players are going to be seen as vintage, but will also be just the most known, recognizable, players from, the era of my youth, of my childhood, right? And that's what people are going to be remembering, a few decades from now. So maybe they're thinking the same direction. I don't know. It's interesting. It's certainly going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And anytime somebody's willing to spend $27.6 million on sports cards in 60 days, it's exciting for the market.
Cards are hot.
Cards are hot. Cards are hot. I'll tell you what is also hot. Arena Club slab packs are hot. So hot, in fact, that tomorrow, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, they are dropping a downtown pack, which will be full of all downtowns, including a 2016 Studio LeBron James first year of downtown in PSA 10 and a 2021 Patrick Mahomes gold downtown. Those will be two of the grails in that pack. So check that out tomorrow. Promo code SCI is going to get you 20% off your first purchase, which you can use towards that, or you can use towards any of your other packs, like the Emerald ones. Let's rip an Emerald one each. Let's see what Parker got here first. Let's bring up Parker's card. Oh, look at that! Antonio Brown!
CT ESPN?
Antonio Brown, CT ESPN.
Wow.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's very unique.
I love that. In a BGS 10.
Yeah, and from 2010.
From 2010.
The print run wasn't
Rookie
crazy
ticket
high.
auto.
Yeah.
You do not see those very often anywhere. All right, let's see what Carter got. Carter, you did baseball?
Yeah.
What is that?
Josh Jung?
Josh Young, there you
Okay.
go.
All
Josh
right.
Young, Brooklyn Collection, PSA
That
10.
plays.
I don't know a ton about that card. What is that? That's 2023 Brooklyn Collection.
Yeah,
okay.
bro, it's red.
It's a red rookie, so
Yeah.
I assume is that to 5?
Is that? It
Is
looks
that to
numbered.
5? It is to 5.
It is to 5. There we go.
Okay.
That
all right.
plays.
There you go. That is what it is. All right, guys. I did basketball with basketball
Okay.
right around the corner. Basketball Emerald Pack. Let's see what I got. Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
Caitlin.
there you go. That's liquid.
Her basketball season is not right around the corner. We gotta wait. We gotta wait a little longer for her season to come back around. I was thinking I'd pull one of the NBA guys here, but I love Caitlin. I like Caitlin long term. Her season didn't end this year the way she wanted it to end, but I still like her long term. All right, that's a great card. You can get these cards as well. Don't forget promo code SCI. Just download the Arena Club app or go to arenaclub.com and then promo code SCI, 20% off your first slab pack purchase at Arena Club. Okay, let's dive into the next story. This one, pretty big news here. We are working our way towards the debut of Topps NBA flagship basketball, the first Topps licensed basketball cards in 16 years come out next Thursday night, October 23rd, right? Or next Thursday, October 23rd. Well, today, or I should say yesterday, Topps announced some new things that they're adding to their basketball lineup. Now, these will not be in flagship next week, but they will be in future basketball releases that Topps is putting out. So first of all, Topps announced that there will be an NBA debut patch for basketball, just like there will be for football. And we thought that this was coming. We've talked about it on the show, but now they've actually got images of it. I think it looks pretty cool. These patches, you'll see them on players' jerseys next week. When the NBA debuts, they will be on rookies' jerseys in their opening game of the season or whatever game that rookie debuts. And then that will be taken off the player's jersey and saved to be put into a future 1-of-1 trading card. Also, you know how they have those gold logo men for the award winners in Major League Baseball? They're coming to the NBA as well. And this year, the last year's MVP, so the 2024-25 MVP winner, will be wearing a special gold logo man patch during this season, as well as last year's Rookie of the Year and last year's Defensive Player of the Year. And this will be something that happens every year where the prior year's award winners are going to wear a special gold logo man patch. And then those patches will also be put into special Topps trading cards in the future. I love this. I think this is an awesome thing. My question for you, Carter, this is a big deal in baseball. Will it be an even bigger deal in the NBA? Or do you think it will be baseball's level or maybe not quite as big of a deal with NBA collectors? What do you think?
I mean, this is the new logo man.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. Like the logo man's going away, right? We're not going to have flawless basketball. So this is it for me, right? And especially you're tying in a rookie right? And then you're tying in a game, like their actual debut. So I think this is going to end up being a bigger deal. I mean, we were just talking about the Luka logo man that was purchased by Shiny Mr. Wonderful. Like, if Luka had a debut patch 101, way bigger to me. So I think this is a huge deal. I love that they're bringing over the gold logos as well, just like they did with baseball. I think that's really exciting. I think these cards are going to do massive numbers on the market, truly. So
what do you think? What do you think, Parker? Do you agree with Carter? Is this a massive deal for basketball cards, or is this a little overblown?
It'll be a big deal, but it's only a few cards that we're actually talking about, and especially with the NBA, it's the amount of investable players kind of just like make a pyramid up to like, okay, one's extremely investable, and then it just kind of quickly disperses down into not very investable players, guys who spend 2 or 3 years in the league and then they're gone. That's going to be like probably half of the logo men that are out there. So the Cooper Flag one will be worth a ton.
Yeah.
Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, those guys, they'll be worth a ton. But I mean, once those are hit, does the mystique of chasing for these kind of go away a bit? Or will it end up in Mr. Wonderful's fund?
It might end up in that fund from the first story. So I predicted on this show a number of months ago when that Paul Skeens Major League Baseball debut card sold for $1.1 million. I said then that when there was eventually in the future a Cooper Flag, it would outsell the Paul Skeens. It would break it. And at that time, most people said I was crazy. People in the comments, I'd say 80-90% disagreed with me, but now we see the design of the one-of-ones. We're starting to feel the hype. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Does the Cooper Flag outsell the Paul Skeens?
I mean, it comes down to how hot he is and how well he plays like Skeens. I think that's probably the argument people are having is Skeens has obviously performed at the highest level. He's probably going to win Cy Young.
Just give me a yes or no.
But I think yes. I think for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, hype drives. All right, don't make it too complicated.
It's
hype
hype.
Drives sports cards. And Cooper Flag is going to come into this season with maximum amounts of hype.
He just needs to stay healthy. Stay healthy, perform decently well.
He's only 18.
And I think he breaks the record.
He should still be in college.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, guys, next Thursday is that release day of Topps flagship basketball. If you're anywhere near the Atlanta area, we're doing a special release day event. We're going to have a special guest in the store that evening, 4 to 7 p.m. here at Cards HQ. And if you're not in the Atlanta area, we will be live on Fanatics Live starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time next Thursday night for release day. And that special guest will be joining us live on Fanatics Live. So make sure to check out Cards HQ on Fanatics Live. Okay, let's get to the next story, guys. We just had some brand new grading numbers pop, and man, this tells the story. Last week, October 5 through 12, last week, there were over 297, almost 298,000 Pokemon cards graded compared to 143,000 sports cards. Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, and soccer combined. Pokemon has now more than doubled. As of last week, Pokemon has now more than doubled the 4 major sports in terms of card grading. Wow. This has been such the change over the last couple of years. My question for you, Carter, how long will this continue? Will the pendulum eventually swing back to sports? Or is this the new norm? And can the grading companies keep up?
The grading companies are struggling to keep up for sure.
Are.
I mean, for me, these numbers are reflecting from when the market was the hottest, probably here early in the fall, late summer, right? Because a lot of these cards probably were submitted months ago now at this point, because PSA and these other grading companies are really backed up. So we're about to see a big influx of cards over the next couple months on the Pokemon side into the market. So I would actually anticipate a lot of the market coming down. I think the pops are increasing at rapid rates right now, and that's showing through the numbers. So I think the numbers get closer, but Pokemon's probably going to be still on top for a little while, I think.
Okay. So you think the Pokemon numbers will eventually cool?
I think they'll cool off and it'll get closer, but I still think Pokemon, it's just so hot. There's so many people
in it.
It's the quantity of people involved in it right now, and the collector side of it, where people are grading just to keep. I think you see that at a higher percentage than you do on the sports side. There's still a lot of sports collectors that grade to keep, but I think there's more people that are grading to sell on the sports side than Pokemon side.
What do you think, Parker?
I mean, I think it's apples and oranges. I mean, there's a huge sports cards have gotten so expensive now, and there's so much, of you have to think of them kind of at least partially as an investment. You have to consider the monetary side a lot more. Whereas with Pokemon, boxes are much cheaper. They're much more accessible. it creates kind of this instant funnel of like young kids. Like, you know, every week when we go to the Children's Hospital of Atlanta and give away some cards to kids, it's 2/3 of the kids want Pokemon.
Yeah,
you know,
lot
it's
of
just
Pokemon.
an instant, you know, fan base from that generation all the way up through our generation. You know, grew up with them, and yeah, they're easier to collect usually if you want. You know, they kind of like max out a bit in price, where some sports cards just keep going forever.
It is easier to rip Pokemon.
It is.
It's certainly more affordable to rip a lot more Pokemon than it is sports cards. And then that gives you more cards to potentially grade. And the grading multiple on certain Pokemon cards is higher than
crazy.
sports cards.
It's crazy.
I use cards that have 4, 5, 6x, 8x PSA 10 compared to raw or PSA 9.
$1,000 cards with tops in the thousands. It's,
Tens of thousands.
It's unbelievable. The overall demand and market cap on some of these cards is just unreal.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, guys, let's go from Pokemon to Labubu. Yes, Labubu. Labubu is making its Topps Chrome debut soon. We will soon have Topps Chrome Labubu cards. Now, of course, you don't know if you don't know about Labubu, but who doesn't? Who doesn't know about Labubu? But if you don't know about Labubu, Labubu is actually first created as a children's book series called The Monsters. Labubu first appeared in there. And then it recently turned into this collectible toy via distributed via kind of a blind box strategy. And soon you're going to have the 10th anniversary of these Monsters books. And as a result of that, that's when Topps is going to be releasing this card set to celebrate the 10th anniversary. Pre-orders for this card set are going to go on sale next week on Topps.com. For anyone who wants to grab them. And of course, Topps recently has gotten more and more heavy into non-sports cards. We've got Topps Chrome Disney. We've got Topps Chrome SpongeBob. We had V-Friends. Dune, I believe, just came out. Is that right? We got Dune cards now here in the shop.
Topps Disney Wonder.
Topps Disney Wonder. So Carter, will Labubu be a hit on the same level as some of those others?
It's going to be hot quickly, but we're going to see. Labubu's in a little bit of a bubble. It's super hot, but I think people want the figures though. So it's like the cards. I think I feel like you really got to be in Labubu for that. I like Labubu. I think it's cool. I may rip a box. Who knows? But I like that Topps plays into these fun things though, right? Like they're not just staying one dimensional in sports. So. Kudos to Topps on this, and I feel like they got this done pretty quickly too. So this felt like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's people that are so mad about this on social media, and I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, why are you mad about this? Just if you don't like it, just don't buy it. It's a money grab, and it's Topps jumping on the
Topps
latest
paid
trend
for the license for this. Yeah, Topps has expense into this. Yeah,
it's smart at Topps.
Right, if they could sell it and there's a customer base for it, let's go for it.
Jump on the latest trend, Topps. Do it. There's gonna be people who buy it.
Right.
Of course. Why? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt other people.
Exactly.
And the baseball card collector who thinks this is, not something they want. They think this is nonsense. They don't buy the product. It's not hurting you that Topps is creating a Labubu set. Why do you care? Why do you get all mad? Why do you get all mad in the comments out there? Just stop typing and just ignore it and go buy what you like. Come on, people. I don't know. Parker, what do you think?
I think it's going to have like a 4-week run and then flop because I had to learn about this, and I think it is kind of genius, the dolls, because you can get serial number dolls or rare dolls?
Rare dolls, not serial number, I don't think, but they're rare.
It's like opening
I have a Thailand exclusive Labubu.
Yeah, he's got one of those.
Yeah.
And that's rare,
It is.
I think it's cool that you can buy one of the boxes and you don't know if you're going to get a rare one or an average one.
I tell you who likes it.
Yeah.
My wife likes it. My daughter likes it.
Yeah.
They love the Labubu. Right. They got all kinds of Labubus.
Right. Yeah.
They got lots of Labubus.
What are you gonna hang the card from your keychain?
You're gonna grade them.
Yeah.
You're gonna send them to PSA.
We're gonna send them to PSA.
Yeah, we're gonna send them to PSA. They're gonna go in our collection, go on eBay.
Build that grading backlog, people.
And sell them to Mr. Wonderful.
Sell them to Mr. Wonderful. The one of one Labubu coming soon to the Wonder Shine Index near you. All right, guys, thanks for watching today's show. If you enjoyed it, please please subscribe, and go take advantage of that 20% off Arena Club slab packs using promo code SCI on Arena Club. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon in their next episode. Take care.